right. I have not been live in like a week, so it was weird clicking the button again, but we are live. Let's post in the Discord. Let's get YouTube chat pulled up, and then we're ready to rock and roll. It's like supposedly kind of an exciting one today because we have the pre-patch just went live last night. I did not stream yesterday because one, I try not to stream on Tuesdays. That is like my day to edit, and I spent all day editing. But two, the servers were just like down all night. So today is the first day that I'm even able to load up the game. So let me get my YouTube chat pulled up really quick. I'm almost done. And then we'll get rocking and rolling. Today's gonna be a nice chill day because I am just gonna be working on my UI, everything about it. I have raid tomorrow night. We're gonna hope that our guild can have a functional raid, but who knows? And yeah, we have a lot of work to do, trying to get everything set up so that we can, enjoy this next month of pre-patch. Now, one thing that kind of shocks me, well, it's over a month of pre-patch. It's like almost 2 months of pre-patch. What even is pre-patch? Like, literally, what's its purpose? It's kind of like this down. Like, I'm looking for things to do, and I don't know what there is. So let's refresh my CurseForge. First, we need to clean up some add-ons because it's a sad day. It is a sad day. We're gonna have to send off Weak Auras. Weak Auras is not gonna be making it. How do I even uninstall? Yeah, I'm guessing I just delete it, right? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Deleting Weak Auras. Anything that I guess doesn't have an 11.2.7, right? That should just be stuff that's gone. We're just gonna start with Weak Auras because that's all I know to delete. Maybe even Omni CD should go too. I'll delete it for now. If I need to reinstall it, we can. Sending off Weak Auras and Omni CD is like, it's cry worthy. But you will be missed. You will be missed. Looks like Details is 12.0. That's interesting. Then next up, they did update our talents. So we're gonna have to rebuild the Mythic Plus build. Luckily, what I'm working on outside of stream is I've been working on my guide. Zarkenfruit said, "Well, look who decided to stream." What's up, Zarkenfruit? Very good to see you. How are you? I've been busy, as you can tell. I have not even had time to shave. But I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Been working on some videos, working on some cool things. Like I kind of started using an intro for the first time, and like little things like that. Like I have this cool transition. I kind of want to show you, Zarkenfruit. I kind of want to show you. Also, Pabskits with the follow. Thank you so much for the support. Good to have you. I can show you something cool. Oh God, it might have just, yeah, it blackened my screen. But I'm gonna load up my editing software. And I want to show you this cool little transition that I'm working on, just to kind of like get from one screen to the next. Like if I'm making my guide, I'm thinking about like, here are the talents, and then transitioning into the rotation, I'm going to use like a little transition. But it's honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm kind of just winging it. I'm sure some of you are going to watch what I'm like, how I'm doing it, and going to be like, dude, you can do that like so many different ways. But I am not. But yeah, so I'm working on my Mythic Plus Mistweaver guide. I have it about halfway done. A lot of the early levels are the easy stuff. The last few things that I have to do are the hardest. Okay, so you're not going to be able to like see much here, right? But check this out, okay? So this is like a little spin thing that I did where I just have my character spinning. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have like, so picture like I'm talking to you guys in a video. And then all of a sudden, like I want to transition to the next time that I'm talking to you guys. My little character is going to spin across the screen, and behind him is going to be that transition. And I don't know, I think it's going to be cute. And then like, he'll reveal the next scene of me talking. I don't know. It's going to be cute. Like little things like that I'm trying to like up the quality of the guides and stuff. But let's go ahead and slap together this build. We have a lot of UI stuff that we need to fix. Let's see, what is missing? Reinvigoration's not it. this. I guess for now we might just want like a speed build, like stuff that just makes us go fast, right? Like we could take Jade Walk. Could take Jade Walk. Let's go ahead and take it. Even though I feel like I would swap to Chi Wave. Actually, let's just go ahead and swap to Chi Wave. Jade Walk doesn't really provide too much. Diffuse Magic. We go down here, but how do we get there? Here, here, here. And what's missing? This Jade Infusion. Okay. Sneak peek. What's up, Nick? Are you excited for raid tomorrow? I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Why shave? Rock that ginger face shield. I know, right? Dude, me without a beard is a scary sight. So yeah, I'll rock it as long as my wife will let me get away with it. Torn between using Danders or just using standard default stuff. I really like Danders. I'm not gonna lie. I recommend Danders over default party frames, but I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of pivot from what I did on the beta, and I think I'm gonna just use action bars instead of a cooldown manager. But I'm torn on that too. We're gonna kind of take a look today, see what we can slap together. Okay, let me figure out what I'm missing. Calming Coalescence, Shayloons. Pool of Mist. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the build that I guess sneak peek. I'm pretty sure this is the build that I'm making my guide on. There might be a couple talents that are missing, but I always use action bars and never use cooldown managers. Yeah, I know, like a lot of people have recommended it. I would have to do a lot of reorganizing, but I wouldn't mind doing it. It would just be a lot of work, so it's kind of just like a lazy thing. But I know in the long run, I feel like it could work out better. I'm not sure. The downside is you can't really have action bar profiles. So if you go from, like, if I have my action bars all set up for a dungeon and then I go into raid, then I'll just be showing all the same spells, you know? But if you do cooldown managers, like I could hide all the unimportant things for raid, you know? So I'm not sure, but I kind of want to look at all that. Like, here I have my little health and mana bar. I might have to use that. Would I use that in my UI? I don't know. I'm not going to hide it just yet, but yeah, okay, let's go ahead and get Danders just because I know that I'm going to be using that. Danders frames, that's step 1. Okay, we got Danders. He has a rotation tracker. I don't know about that. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to relog. I don't see the difference. Most classes don't have anything for me to track. Like on my Resto Druid, I like tracking Soul of the Forest. Otherwise, I don't ever see a need. Yeah, Soul of the Forest is really good for like a buff to track, but also the cooldown tracker, one really good thing about it with Resto Druid that I think people are sleeping on is with the cooldown tracker, you can track the buff life bloom, and it's a really good way to kind of keep track of your one life bloom charge. So if you're playing Resto Druid, I actually think the cooldown tracker is really good for you, because it'll show you like a countdown bar of the life bloom that you have active, the timer on it. So it's really good to keep track of that. Okay, so we have Danders. It's not the profile setup that I like. Maybe I load up the beta and just import that profile over. But yeah, if you're playing Resto Druid, the cooldown tracker, even if it's just for, I can see that on the Danders part. I mean, yeah, you can. It's kind of just how you like to visualize it. Sono please said, "Oh, there's the beard." What's up, Sono? Good to see you. Hey, congrats on the victory. Oh gosh, the victory. What victory? What did I win? I feel like I've never won anything in my life. Well, I guess I can't import my profile. We missed out on that. Yeah, what did I win? I'll take it though. Thank you. I did go to a Magic pre-release this past weekend for the new set that's coming out, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I beat your score? Oh, shoot. I didn't even. I did like one more 19, and then I kind of just was like, I don't have enough time to do anything meaningful, and just like set it down. No, I just missed the top 100. Ah, man, I should have done one more dungeon. Because my scores are like, look, I did like 19, 19, 19, and then a bunch of 17s. But dang, I just missed the top 100. Why did I do that? I just kind of like stopped. I was like, I'm happy. I'll see you next season. But hey, I think we both won. I think we both won, Kira. Won the genetic beard lottery for sure. So it's funny. One of my brothers, he cannot grow a beard. Like he can't even grow one single beard hair to save his life. So I kind of, in that sense, like I just beat him out on that. Why am I'm not seeing Danders. Okay. So like I think I got both of our beard genes. Okay, so for party frames, I'm debating should I go horizontal or vertical? And I think I'm going to go horizontal this tier again. I did like it last tier. I feel like it fits how I like to play. I don't want to go too wide, but I do want to go a little bit taller than that. Maybe a little bit wider as well. I think that might be a little too tall. About that size is right. Let's do a test so I can see the padding and stuff. Let's see. It was good fun. I had a pretty great season thing, all things considered. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a really fun season for Mistweaver. I'm glad that we both played it, and I'm glad we both liked it. It's fun to cheer you on the last few weeks. I appreciate that, Kira. You were a lot of fun to kind of have in chat and stuff while we were just doing this. I was doing a 19 streets over and over and over, it felt like. Ooh, okay. What am I doing? I want to change the text. Let's go to text, health text. No, let's do name text first. Do I care about how big the name text is? Not really, but I do want it to be like legible, and I feel like making it a little bit bigger is going to be legible. I do want it centered. Do I care about the font? No, but 2002 looks the coolest. I feel like that's what I'm used to the most. Top middle looks good. I feel like that's fine. Status text. Let's do health text next. I feel like as a healer, I care more about health text, but I don't necessarily like the format that it's in right now. So instead of current over maxed, I'm going to change it to, what is this? Health deficit wouldn't be bad, but I'm going to do it to a percentage. I feel like that's just how I've been playing. So we're gonna keep it on percentage. So I like that. I might want to make the font a little bigger. Maybe just keep it at 14. I don't want it too big because you don't want it to take away like from your HOTS and stuff. But I don't want it too small to write. It's just, why is it even there, you know? Status text. I don't really remember what this is, so I'm going to leave it for now until it comes up. I honestly don't really know what else I want to change just yet, so I'm going to keep it as is. Actually, before I forget, I don't want to show up to raid tomorrow night, having not set up my raid frames. So let me go ahead and set up my raid frames. Oh, first off, we need to move my bars. They're kind of on my character right now, so let's do display. Is it visibility? No, it is not. Is it just the general frame? Width, height, spacing, padding. Let's see. How do I move? Maybe if I unlock it? Come on, Chris. Think. What are we doing? Okay. So let's shift this down a bit to about right there. Just, you want to be able to see all the swirlies under your feet. So I feel like that's a fine spot. We might have to adjust it, you know, in a bit, but I think that's a good spot for now. Okay, now let's move to raid. But first, I'm going to be taking a bit of a break from WoW until the next season starts, but looking forward to tuning in again and yapping. Oh, for sure. I'm looking forward to it too. The thing is, like, for the next, like, month or until Midnight comes out, what is there to do? I think I'm just going to be, like, I guess gearing up my alts maybe. Like, I might have to gear up my Resto Druid and Resto Shaman because I plan on playing them in Midnight. But other than that, like, what's the point other than setting up your UI? But I feel like we can get that done this week, you know? But what else is there to do in pre-patch? Like, what are you guys excited to do in pre-patch, you know? Okay, so let's set up raid frames. That's a big old yikes. So we don't want them locked. Raid frames, I like to have them here, which I know it's overlapping there, but this is going to not be there. Frame count 20. What does this do? Okay, yeah. We do want to show out of range like that. That way, when we split up on like Dementius, I can see who's on my side and stuff. Easier. Ooh, missing buff. What is that? I don't want that in raid. Let's see. Now let's change the side buffs. Oh, this is just to test how many buffs they have. Okay, we're definitely gonna scale these up. Definitely gonna scale these up. How do I do that? Maybe if I pinch the corner. That is not it. Okay, position. Is it grid size or is that this grid? It is that grid. Okay. Finish Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe play some Hades 2. Replay Witcher 3. I think that's your plan. That sounds like a fantastic plan. All of those games seem like my kind of games. I haven't played any of those games. But I know I would love those games. I have to figure this out. Okay, let's click this frame width and height. Okay. Don't want them that big. I think this is about the size that I had them, but I did have them a little bit more. I don't know why I heal with them here. Maybe I should just use this as an opportunity to move them down here. But no, I think my eyes need them to be a little bit bigger. Maybe turn off my PC for a while and do some other things. Come back to midnight, refresh. Hey, now's the time to take up like walking on the treadmill. You know, I'm thinking about like using this downtime too. I have a second channel. I mentioned it the last time I streamed that I'm working on getting started and stuff. And you know, I might like start a Minecraft world or something. You know, I might even stream Minecraft. If y'all see me streaming Minecraft, come hang out. Because you know, pre-patch be pre-patching. Let's snap or do this grid size down a bit so that way it's not snapping there. Okay, let's go ahead and lock it. I feel like that's fine. They might need to be a little bit taller. No, I think that's fine. These might be bigger than I'm used to, but it's good enough. Okay, let's lock this. That's my raid frames. Party frames are good. So that's Danders. Danders is set up at least for now. But now we need to track our cooldowns and stuff. So midnight goals are title and get buff. Yeah, that's the goals. Whether I get title on Mistweaver or what, I don't know yet, but definitely gonna actually go for it this time. I feel like it's gonna be the first time that I like full send from the get-go, you know. But there will be distractions. Like I'll have to make videos, I'll have to play other specs and stuff, you know. So there's gonna be some slowdowns, but I'm gonna like come out hard, like come out of the gate hard at the start, because that's kind of been my like fault, you know, previously. But yeah, hey, now is the time to go out and touch grass for me. So maybe I need to do that. Also, I have a standing desk and I'm sitting, so I need to stand eventually. So Danders is good. I don't know why I keep looking at that. We need to set up, what am I doing? My cooldown manager. Now here's the question. Do we want to do cooldown manager or do we want to use action bars? I feel like a lot of people like using action bars, but I'm just used to cooldown manager. Like I'm really just used to it. So I'm going to use cooldown manager. Let's enable it. And let's go to, how do I do this? Edit mode now. So once you toggle it, once you turn it on, you go to edit mode, then you can click it and actually work with it. So essential cooldowns. Let's move these puppies up. This is going to be like our main rotational thing. How do I want to do this though? Do I want to have like Renewing Mist, Rising Sun Kick, and Blackout Kick like off on a side? and then like actual cooldowns to the right. Yeah, I could do that. I could like split down the middle. I feel like these 4 buttons are kind of like our rotational buttons, and these 4 are kind of like our cooldown, with Shaylin's kind of being an exception. I feel like I could space this out. I wonder if you can do that in the baseline. I feel like you have to use an add-on for that. What's the add-on called? I'm just gonna look up Cooldown Manager. No, I think it was like Tweak. Is it Tweak? Is that how you spell Tweak? Probably not. Is that how you spell it? Okay, that looks a lot better. Edit mode tweaks. Tooltip tweaks. I feel like it's edit mode tweaks. Let's install this. You've used ArcUI for the cooldown manager. It's pretty decent, but the menus suck. Oh, see, I need easy menus. Easy menus. I'm small brain. I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm looking for. So what I want to do is I want to split this row of cooldowns 4 and 4, and then I think that's good. Zarkenfruit said, "You know what you need? What do I need, Zarkenfruit? Lay it on me. What do I need?" I literally saw that coming. Like right before you sent it, I was like, he's gonna hit me with your mom. You're not wrong though. You're not wrong. I swear that's like the best channel point thing I've ever done. You know what? You know what, Zarkenfruit? Bang. What are you gonna do? I have infinite channel points. Fight me. Get in a your mom fight with me. I dare you. Okay, so now what we can do, I think this add-on's gonna let us do this. Is we should be able to split that. Yeah, so EMT nudge. I don't know what that is, but essential cooldowns. What is this? Oh, cool. You can move elements one pixel at a time. That's funny. So that's cool. That's already a quality of life. What do we do? What do we do? Maybe these icons like one tad bigger. These are our major cooldowns. I want them large and in charge. Icon padding. Can we go down to 0? You can with this cooldown or this tweaks thing, I'm pretty sure. Arc lets you do a bunch of this quite easily without the menus getting in the way. I like that it lets you create groups for CDM and just move icons between them however you see fit and create bars from icons. Interesting. Very interesting. I might look into that. We're gonna try what I used on beta first, but I'm always open to like try other things. But I've only really played with it played about a little bit with add-ons. Betting they'll be much smoother to, yeah, for sure. That's why I don't want to get like too invested in add-ons just yet. Just trying to get things like set up and playable for for raid tomorrow night, brother. Okay, EMT nudge, go away. Looks like details is still intact, which is kind of surprising. All right, so I do like this as my base bar. I like this a lot, but why is it not tracking Celestial Conduit? Oh, I'm Master of Harmony. Okay, that'll do that. That'll solve that. No death recap is funny. No death recap is funny. No death recap is funny. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Isaisu, if I'm not if I'm not lying. No death recap is funny. Is there no death recap when you die? On details. Yeah, just don't die. That's the fix. For sure. Okay, so tracked buffs. I liked them like right here. I kind of want to make them bigger though. They're very important. The thing is, oh, not show grid. The thing is though, is that like you don't need to track a lot of this stuff. Goodness gracious, my throat is dying. Okay, so track buffs. I want them large and in the middle. Let's change which ones we're tracking though. So buffs. We don't need to track Shayluns because we're tracking that as a cooldown. Chi-Ji, Yulon, Heart of the Jade Serpent, Shayluns. We don't need to track Shayluns as a bar. Bro, this EMT nudge thing needs to go away. Oh my goodness. Okay, Spirit Font we do want to track. Escape from Reality. Don't want to track that. Don't want to track Jade Walk, but we do want to track Serene Surge and Vivacious, that's for sure. We probably should track Zen Pulse. Spirit Font we're already tracking, but we'll just add this one to be safe. I don't know which one is which. Where'd it go? Here. Oh my gosh. EMT Nudge. Ah. Dance of Chi-Ji we definitely want to track. I feel like I'm missing something, right? Hello, I came from Awu. He talked about you this morning, so here I am. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, Akuz. Me and him were on a chat earlier today. Nudge it out of the way, I know, right? Wish I could. But me and Awu were on a chat. It was my like 6 a.m. and his who knows what time it was for him. But we were chatting. We have some. We're trying to get together in the future and make some things. You know, we both like each other as people. We both have similar content. We're in different realms, but we feel like our people would like each other. So hang around. We're fixing up our healer UI kind of from scratch today. So it's a pretty vibey stream. But it's always nice to have you here. I feel like, you know, if you like Awu, you'll like me. And we also, like I said, we plan on doing some things in the future together. So you'll probably see more of me if you watch Awu. But yeah, Awu is a fantastic person. He's the person that kind of inspired me to like be active again. So I haven't worked out in forever until I watched his Patreon video about like working out. It's my only Patreon video of his that I've ever seen. But I just randomly clicked on it and I was like, sure, let's watch. And then boom, I walked on a treadmill that night. So, and most nights since. Okay, how the heck do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of this? It is so annoying. Okay, so we need to move these. I want to track Teachings of the Monastery next to Dance of Chi-Ji. Brother, how the heck do I move you? EMT Nut. How do I do this? Cooldown viewer settings. Come on, you're driving me crazy. Profiles. Profile manager. Or can I move? Not details. What? Okay. How do I move this? I thought you'd be able to move this cooldown settings window, but I guess not. Driving me crazy. Wu is exactly 12 hours apart from EST. So he's like, what would that be, 11 from Central? I think. That's what I got from him, and I like him as a person. That's why I'm here. And he made that one for me. Okay. That was my special request because I'm like a relatively long follower of his, but I don't watch WoW. Watch much WoW. I'm there to hang out with him mostly, so he can ask what I wanted to see. So I asked him. Well, hey, I really appreciate that. Also, Kira on YouTube says Awu is great fun. Very much agree. Very much agree. I want Dance of Chi-Ji right next to that because they're very similar. I want Vivacious right next to the new Vivacious, Serene Surge. No, I definitely want Dance of Chi-Ji as far to the left as possible. Brother. My brother. How do I get rid of this, man? We're just going to disable that add-on. It's done it. It's driven me crazy. Okay. Add-ons. What was it called? Something tweaks. Edit mode tweaks. Get out of here. You're done. Am I a Mistweaver main? I am. I have been since... when did I start playing? Probably sometime in the end of Shadowlands. But I started in Shadowlands. So for the first bit of Shadowlands, I was a Ressa Druid main. And then I swapped to Mistweaver. Loved it so much that I started a YouTube channel. So it is very good fun. I do like to tank from time to time too. My favorite tank to play I guess the three that I like to play are Guardian Druid, Blood Death Knight, and Prot Paladin. I like Prot Warrior too, but I really do like. I just like playing this game if I'm being honest. My friends agree that you're both very fun content creators. I appreciate that, Kira. So I think we can confirm if you like AWU, you like LBN. If you like LBN, you like AWU. I know I feel like we just bounce off each other. We're the same kind of, both just positive people. I feel like we're also two of the only people that have been positive about Midnight so far, like consistently. Okay, what was I doing? I was doing buffs. Advanced cooldown settings, buffs. Ah, we have free reign now. Okay, let's slide that over. Put the spirit fonts next to each other. We need to move this to the right a little bit. We also need to move these bars here. So let's close that. Let's move tracked buffs. Oh, we need to separate that. I want that like here. Maybe here. Track buffs here. Those look fine. Now we need to move these up. This is like my utility buttons. So the reason why I had that add-on is because it allows you to like break up your rows into two. So I could have like 4 and 5 over here. Hey, yo, what's up? Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Soda 2. That's how I'm going to say it. What is good? Very good to have you here. You have a spec for Mistweaver for Mythic Plus yet? I do. I've been working on the guide off stream. That's what I've been working on. And apparently I've been yapping so much in front of my camera. I'm getting like sick, I guess. But I do have a build. I'll post it. It's the one that I have. I think I just slapped it together once we load it in. I'll post it in chat in just a second. How do I get rid of that? Vehicle, exit button. Please here, I kind of want like a little gap between the two, but not too much. We want to have it to where we have many columns. That way it's just one long row. Let's readjust that height. Nice and simple for now. Soda 2. Okay, I nailed it. Very nice. Getting a bit fed up of everyone dooming Mist. I'm just about to move from Disc Priest to Mistweaver because I think it's time. Wanting to ignore everything online about it, but seeing stuff out there, yeah, just form your own opinions. You'll be much happier that way. I've done it, and I am much happier. Rob says, eyeballing locations for stuff in edit mode, not having XY axis numbers is toxic AF. Well, they snap, Rob. They snap, and they're all central. They say accessibility, this and that. They obviously don't care about my OCD. That is true, though. That is true. I mean, with like player housing and how important it is to get everything down to the dot, you would think they would have a better like grid system. You can show a grid, Rob, and you can make it like very finite, and you can like it'll snap to the grid though, so you can kind of control down to this degree, but that's about it, you know. Goodness. Rob says it's crazy the people at Blizzard working on base UI thinking their crap looks good. I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like they just have more important things. Like, they're building a game from ground up, basically. Give it enough time, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, you're coming from Disparate. I feel like you'll enjoy Mistweaver a lot because it's a lot of the same in how it does things. But I think you'll like Mistweaver more. You have a little bit more agency, in my opinion. A little bit, especially in Midnight. With your casted Shayloon's gift, you have a little bit of agency.
Construction work and rubble clearing needed.
What do you think of the base UI so far? I'm not like I don't hate it. I don't. There's a lot that I would change. Obviously, this lag is atrocious. I wonder if any of my add-ons are causing that lag. Let me load up the add-on screen. It's just Dornagal things, I guess. I may need therapy. Give me a second. Dude, I am dying. Am I the only person that has, like, this time of the year allergies? I feel like I am. I may need therapy, but if my WeakAura HUD was set to be like -3 x-axis, I couldn't play. No, I'm the same way, except, Rob, you would hate it. With my WeakAuras, they were all off center. I had everything off center, but it was like everything was kind of formatted to be off center. So it was, yeah, it was, you would have hated it. Okay, what is next? What is next? We need to... Thing is, like, this is just so basic, but it gets the job done. But I would really like... The downside of this is I would like 2 different profiles, one for Raid, one for Mythic Plus. But I guess it's just better to get used to having everything on screen. We need to sort these cooldowns. So I like the way this is all sorted. Maybe I need to move Renewing Mist here. In fact, I'm going to do that. So I want to move Renewing Mist to the side of the punches and kicks. Maybe swap Cocoon there so it's next to the spot heal. We have 3 cooldowns next to each other. Utility tracking. I don't need to see Transcendence Transfer. Andrin says, was actually thinking my allergies were kicking in yesterday. Seemed really weird. Feel fine today. I'm sure it's just a today thing. Hopefully it's just a today thing. But let's get rid of Transcendence. Imagine tracking Tiger Palm as a utility cooldown. That's funny. Para and Leg Sweep should probably be next to each other with Rop. Which they should be... Where do I want those? I kind of want Touch of Death like all the way to the left. Roll should be all the way to the right. But I do want Detox like... I do want Detox kind of like doing its own thing, you know? Because Detox is like important to have when you need it, but you don't always need it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I don't hate the default UI. I'm not gonna lie. I think of all the things, I think the default UI is like the least of my worries, to be honest. I don't mind it. It takes adjusting. Like, it took a lot of time to get used to it on the beta. I literally was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but then give it like a month, and I was like rocking and rolling. Didn't even think about it twice, you know. Dude, but this lag is insanity. Insanity. Is anyone else having that lag, or is it I feel like it's an add-on that I have, right? Surely. Let's go ahead and disable a bunch of things. So I'm guessing all the red stuff. Yeah, all the red stuff we can't even have. Sell. Maybe we'll just go without details, and you know, until we need it. Oh no, my high default Blizzard default bar. Come on, make a import. We need it. Little Wigs. Method raid tool. We're just gonna go without everything, even Narcissus. Yikes. No talking heads. Plater. SimC. And the WeakAura's companion. Let's reload. We're building from the foundation. Well, I loaded in the game 1,000 times quicker. 1,000 times faster. That is insane. And I'm flying and not stuttering, so... Well, as much. They need to give you the option... Yeah, 100%. Another category, like 2 utility, or like rotation cooldowns utility, for sure. I mean, that is why I used this add-on, or tried to use this add-on. Let me try to use it now that I've gotten like all the buffs in order. We can swap to it again. And I can show you why I used it. You almost have to skin? Skin, what do you mean? Okay, so now when we go into edit mode, it was working on beta, but now the UI of this add-on is different. Brother, go away. How do I get rid of this? Go. Loot frame. Leave. Okay. What am I trying to do? We're trying to edit this, and it let us change it into 2 though. And like I know I could do like 2 columns this way, up and like up and down. But maybe if we do vertical, hold on, let me cook. Like I don't want like 2 long rows of things. There was an add-on on the beta that I was using that was great for what I'm trying to do, and I cannot find it. I literally cannot find it. Might not be edit mode tweaks. It was something tweaks though. Let me, I'm stupid. Hold on. Just look at my talent, tree tweaks, no. Tweaks UI cooldown. Maybe it was Blizz HUD tweak. Oh, my add-ons. I'm literally an idiot. Tweaks UI cooldowns. Okay, tweaks UI cooldowns. Retail 2. Tweaks UI cooldowns. Okay, that's what we were looking for. So let's disable this garbage again. No. So let's disable this garbage. Where is it? Edit mode tweaks. Reload. NefUI allows you to literally drag a trinket potion ability onto custom tracker and attach it wherever you want. So NefUI, I used it on beta a bit, and it was hot garbage on beta. A lot of people were talking about, oh, everyone should be using this. This is going to be the new weak auras. It was hot garbage. I have done this. How's the add-on Apocalypse? I've heard a lot of funny things about it. I honestly don't mind it too much. I don't mind it at all, to be honest. Look at this garbage. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I just installed a new add-on, so let me... The thing is, now you just need a bunch of add-ons to do the same thing. Like, you need like 5 things to do what one add-on could do last season. So it just takes setting up, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Come on. Move it down. Brother, what is happening? It's bugging out. Hello? Okay, this add-on might be wigging out, so... No, this add-on was so good. Come on. Why isn't it letting me? What? Hello? Bruh, come on. Do I have it, like, locked? What is this? Remove option to snap elements. Is that what it is? But it's still snapping. It's just snapping back. It's like it resets. Like, watch. If I don't let go, it just, like, resets. Oh, man. Tweaks is effed, man. Don't use that. Okay, maybe it's just, maybe they haven't made an updated version. Oh, that's so sad. It was like, it's exactly what I wanted it to be, though. That is a shame. See, that's how I feel about Nef, Rob. I just watched someone going through it. Looks super good. Gonna get it when I get home. The thing is it's good until it breaks, and then it breaks everything. Or at least that's how it was on beta. But also, Vicar, it's very good to see you. How are you doing today? Oh, maybe in the add-on you have the centered option? Probably. I'm sure there was something, but I feel like I don't want to spend too much time per add-on because there's just so many that we're going to have to filter through, you know? Curious to see what build you're running. Oh, I said I was going to show the build. This build. Curious to see what build you're running, as I know you were Way of the Serpent leaning a bit less fist weavy than previous. I mean, yeah, there's like so many different builds that I've been playing on the beta. This is like the more general punch and kicky build, so that's just what I slapped together because it's closest to what my last season's was. So this one's going to be a very good build, and this is what my first guide is going to be on, is this build. And then I haven't really slapped it together on retail yet, but there is like a Way of the Serpent. Oh, by the way, this should be Way of the Crane. There is a Way of the Serpent build that's doing very, very good that I might be playing like this week. Like if we do some keys and stuff, I'll probably be playing that build just to vibe. Honestly, it's just a vibe. That's happening because of tweaks for sure. It was messing up my stuff and permanently messed up my edit profile. I had to delete and make it again. Yikes. Oh, by the way, you have the health and mana bar. Yeah, I know, right? It's like right here in the dead center. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it, if I'm being honest. Do you know how to get rid of that? Tried so much that, yeah, there is a way to get rid of it. It's personal resource display. So if you type in like resource, personal resource display. So go to settings and then search up resource. That's how you find it. Tried so much stuff, didn't manage to. The thing is, like, you know, in our weak auras, or in my weak auras, I used to have my health and mana bar in the like dead center. So I'm debating, like, do I do that here? Like, I could like put the health and resource display like here or something, you know, have it like kind of like my old weak auras, but I don't think so. Sato2 is now following. Thank you for the follow, Sato2. Also, welcome over to Twitch, over from YouTube. Nice to have you on both. Now you're getting Twitch drops. So if you want those Twitch drops, there is a very cute pet that is Twitch droppable. It looks like a little Murloc. So I need to load up someone's stream and watch it so I can also get that Murloc pet. Okay, UI. Honestly, my next like glaring issue is these plates, these nameplates. Well, let me just go ahead and turn off the personal resource display. Oh, there's something big that I need to do. Resource. LOL, thank you. No problem, Daisuke. Anytime. If there's anything else that you're wondering about, like, why can't this change? Just, you know, put it in chat. I might know the answer. Ham hath arrived. What is good, Ham? Welcome in. Lucid, because I've never known how to say that name. Quasar, maybe? Have you seen any builds that do away entirely with Shaylin's Gift? Honestly, there aren't many. Shaylin's has been pretty dominant over Vivify. There are some builds that, like, in random dungeons like Alcathar Academy, I've seen some builds that literally go without Shaylin's Gift and without, like, Ancient or Jadefire teachings, because literally in that dungeon you can just spin most of the time, and that's from Way of the Crane. So, like, there's been some wonky builds in, like, some random dungeons, but for the most part, it's nothing that I would recommend. But Shaylin's has felt like the play. I've seen a lot of people play with Emperor's Favor, though, instead of Legacy of Wisdom. A lot of people like that. I did like that at the start of Beta 2, but I've grown very fond of Tranquility with 5-man Shayluns. I mean, I can import this build. And yeah, there is a build, Sato. There is a build for that, and I do plan on making that for you guys and stuff. Or making like guides for both builds. I plan on making 2 Mistweaver Mythic Plus guides, one for like the caster lightning build, and one for the more punch kicky build. And the punch kicky build I've already recorded. I'm in the process of editing. I don't know when I'm supposed to post these guides. Rob, holy Rob, you are getting every life cocoon tomorrow. I promise. You are gonna parse well tomorrow, sir. Rob with 5 gifted. Holy, Rob's still the second best hunter in our guild, but you know what? For today, I'll say you're tied. But dude, I appreciate the support. Thank you so much, Rob. Personal display resource is actually nuts. They put that in literally 5 minutes of effort into a general green and blue. I know, right? Not even like a percent. You can't even adjust it. It's so stupid. Sure, the millions of people who all pay $15 a month will love this graphic. It's ridiculous. Do you share your add-ons or my interface / add-ons somewhere? I do plan on sharing it in my Discord once I kind of get it to like a shareable version. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and get an updated server invite for you guys. So if you want to, once I get it to that point, here's a Discord link. If y'all want to join up in my Discord, um, feel free to join up. And once I post it, I'll kind of like, I'll at everyone join. You know, here's my UI that I'm going to be using, kind of thing. I'm gonna try it out since it frees up a bunch of talents. They got rid of the benefits of gift. There's a lot of gift. You mean Shaylin's gift? Shaylin's is good. Don't get me wrong. Shaylin's is good, and especially with Tranquility, Shaylin's is pretty sick. You can do some pretty cool things. But I mean, like, yeah, there's some cool builds you can slap together. I will say, Tear of Mourning has like kind of been a lot better than I thought it would be. Also, we're just not casting as many haunts as we did last season, so you don't really need Rising Mist. You're only really taking Pool of Mist to get down to Jadefire Teachings, but on the beta you have your tier set, so like spamming 3 Renewing Mist at the start of a pool, like as you're running into it, is just a little bit better. Some people, I will say, some people are playing Mistline, so if you're gonna slap together a build without Shayloons, play with Mistline. It'll surprise you. It's a very powerful talent. But yeah, there's like so many different variations that you can slap together with Mistweaver. I just think this is the most general, and it'll give you the most success generally in this dungeon pool. Oh, Shao-Ao's lesson. Lucid, I think you mean Shao-Ao's lesson. Yeah, the one that replaced Shao-Ao's lesson is very good though. Very, very good. You can basically rapid fire 3 fully empowered Shaylin's gift. Okay. What are we doing? I kind of want to fix my nameplates, like my enemy nameplates. So maybe, do we do a dungeon? Are people actually doing dungeons? Can you get IO? Can you still get IO? That's crazy. Are people actually like full on doing dungeons? You can get IO. What is the best build? I think there's 2 best builds. I think honestly, I feel like it's pretty dungeon dependent from the beta testing. But currently, I think there's 2 best builds. And only time and actual tuning will tell which one's better. So like once we finally actually get into Midnight, I'm going to have a guide on both builds. That way you're ready to play each of the play styles. But once Midnight finally drops and we're actually able to test the dungeons in their full capacity, like in their finalized tuning, then we'll be able to see like which of the builds is the best. But so far, the lightning build was a little bit better while it was bugged. Then they fixed it. It's still performing very good. It's just it's obviously a lot worse because it was bugged before to a good extent. But it's still doing very good. Like, I think it's doing surprisingly good, or shockingly good, if I might. Oh. Okay, so, like, literally what's the point of doing dungeons? I really want to test my UI. But I think first I need to get Platinator. Oh, I was just typing. First we need to get Platinator. I feel like this is what we're going to use. Unless, is Plater, like, for sure working? Is Plater really working? Or is it just, like, fake working? Huh. Maybe we try to stick with Plater if it's working. It is working. Whoa, okay. Plater is working. I was not expecting that. I'm sure it's like a gutted version, but hey, we take it. Take that all day. All right, I need to stand up. We're going to be standing gamers today. Make sure we're not going to break anything. Ugh. Need to move my chair. Alright. I feel like I'm blanking. Can y'all think of anything that's like... Can y'all think of anything that's glaringly obvious, like something so obvious as like nameplates. Oh, click casting. Danders had told me that there's built-in click casting now. He said he added that after I talked about it on stream. Oh, what is it? Probably indicators. Binds at top. Binds! Ah, dude, y'all are freaking goated. What the heck? Miz Online? Coming in hot today? Appreciate you, Miz Online. Also, Gumshoe. What up? Gumshoe, you have the most ridiculously long name, and I love it. I love it. What is good, Gumshoe? Also, keep in mind, if you are watching on YouTube, there are Twitch drops happening right now. So, check it out. Check it out on Twitch. Have both open if you want to. But yeah, there are Twitch drops active, and it's a cute little pet, very cute pet, if I might say so myself. Okay, what are we doing? The thing is, I have not set up ClickCast on Dander's frames yet, so this might take a second. Okay. Wow, that's easy. Okay, never mind. This might not take long at all. Okay. Shayloon's 8. Renewing Mist 4. Anything else? Detox. That's my dispel button. Wow, this is easy. I know a lot of people have like revives keybound. I've never keybound revive. I've always been a click reviver. Oh, that's so embarrassing to admit, especially because one of my guildies is in chat. Okay, Tiger's Lust. Here's to hoping my guildie is not listening. I think that's everything there, but that can't be it. Oh, shoot. Okay, Rob is here. I'll likely be using Neph UI, mostly reskinning Bigwig's important. Platinator, maybe Plater, depending on which content creators are making good profiles for each add-on. True. I know one person that makes really good profiles that I think you would like, Rob, is Vesperal. He usually makes really good profiles for a nameplate. I kind of want to take the time to make my own this season as well. Leatrix, super good minimap skinner. I've never used a minimap skinner. And Bartender, since base Blizzard key binding is better and doesn't get bricked with updates and skywriting issues, etc. What am I doing for party frames? I'm using Dander's frames. I love this add-on. It is almost as good as Cell was last season. Also, this categories icon kind of looks vulgar, so in case you were wondering. Okay, so what? Oh, you can like set a target macro. Is that all my targeted spells? Dispel Cocoon, Renewing Mist, Envelopment, Soothing Mist. Where's Soothing Mist? Soothing Mist. Ah, he thought of everything. Other, you can keybind I guess you can set a mobile bank on someone. I guess. That's funny. You know, I'm a Tauren. I don't have Warstomp keybound in Mistweaver. I have it keybound in Windwalker and Brewmaster, but not in Mistweaver. I should probably. One day I accidentally deleted the macro that had Warstomp in it, and I just never fixed it. You did use Vesperal's play. Okay, very cool. See, that's interesting. I didn't know that, but his nameplate profile was always impressive. What does Danders do that base UI can't? It allows more customization. And even if that's it, that's it. It also has built-in click casting, which is good for people with small brains like myself. A lot of it, honestly, though, Maple Leaf Bacon is just customization. Like, you can change a lot. Like, visibility of a lot of things, font of a lot of things. Speaking of, we need to change the resource bar. So I do want to see resource bar. Healer only, show in solo mode. Do I want it to be healer only? Probably not. I kind of want to see everyone's resource bar. Although I don't ever really use that information. Kind of want it a little taller too. Perfect. Sure. But yeah, man, it's look, I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure I could list off a bunch of things. Number one, and kind of the only thing that I care about, is customization and ease of use. It has taken me so much less time to set this up than the base UI did on beta. Dander's Click can also use the ability off the raid frames if there is no target needed, unlike Cell. There's no target needed. So kind of like Wild Growth if there's no target needed kind of thing. Yeah, Dander's also just looks really clean. Like literally, it can be as simple as just looks, and I'm there, right? I'm there because like I hate the way that these just default bars look. So that's what we're gonna like hopefully work toward fixing is the spells and icons and stuff. What's the last thing? Plater. Is Plater fixed? Is Plater fixed? Come here.
Even though the core way is usable again, there is still plenty of construction work and rubble clearing needed.
I want to say it's fixed, but I honestly have no idea. Do we do a dungeon to test it? I need to make sure my Chi-Ji macro or my Chi-Ji is working. It is not. Okay. Whew. Currently, it looks like my default bar is hidden. Dude, my bars are so out of whack. Okay. Action bars. Action bar 3. I have to literally zoom in with my eyes. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to like squint. Where is this button? Okay, why am I doing this like an actual unk when I could literally just make them bigger? Hold on. What am I doing? It's been a while since I've had action bar showing, but I just need to do one thing on it. Do I see enveloping mist? I do not, but I do see Chi-Ji. That's what I'm looking for. Save and exit. Okay, why is this not working? Oh, did I mess up my... I might have messed it up. Okay, so I might have messed up the Dander's Click casting. Binds. We need to change this to... Mouse over, then target, then self. No, we just want it on mouse over. Okay. Ooh, this is cool customization though. Mouse over. Whoa! Hey, Sammy! Sammy Stone has followed. Sammy Stone has followed. Thank you, Sammy Stone. That was loud. I haven't heard that notification sound in a minute. Gotta dig into this later. I know. There's a lot. I promise you this is like the closest thing to Cell that us healers are gonna get. Can you do dark mode well with Dander? I feel like it just starts in dark mode, right? Or did I do something? I play with dark mode frames. I know what you mean. I don't know. I've never looked into that, but you can change colors. You can change colors. I might just give Dander a go then. Have you used Grid 2? I used to use Grid 2 before I swapped to Cell. Grid 2 is really hard to use. It's like very outdated. It's what some big name healers like Jack, I believe, is going with. Grid 2, I mean, I don't want to swap back to Grid 2 if I'm being honest. I play with dark mode frames with their name and class color. Oh, interesting. You play like that? That's crazy, Rob. That is crazy. Okay, so I want to do just on mouse over, then I guess not on... I hate when you go to cast Life Cocoon on someone and they die right before you cast it, and then it casts on yourself. So having the ability to swap that is pretty cool, pretty cool. Shaylun's Gift, cast on mouse over. I don't care if this one casts on anyone, but this I do want to cast on just mouse over because it shares a keybind with spinning crane kick. I'm going to fix this bar in a bit, but I needed my eyes to be better. Cast on, mouse over, and then self. Because sometimes I'll like just press my dispel button to just dispel myself, so that's good to have there. Resuscitate, I don't even know. I never pressed this keybind, so we're just going to keep it on mouse over, I guess. Tiger's Lust, mouse over, then self, because I do want to self-cast it if I don't mouse over anyone. Soothing Mist does not share... Soothing Mist used to share a keybind with Jade Fire Stomp. But now that we don't have Jade Fire Stomp, I guess I could make it target self if I don't have a target. But I feel like we just keep playing it how we used to. Okay, now let's try summoning Chi-Ji. Uh-oh. That's not good. Chi-Ji. Spawn. Whoa, okay. That's a lot of Lua errors. I'm just gonna delete it. I don't know. Okay, that is a lot of Lua errors. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What am I doing? The amount of Lua errors that just blasted in my ear is like insanity. Where's Chi-Ji? Hello? Chi-Ji? There it is. Okay, maybe it was a macro thing? Whoa! Okay, let's just reload, because our game's wigging out. I don't want to disable add-ons, because that's what we're doing, is we're trying to set up things. But yeah, this is our first break. We have found our first break of the day. Jalamunk? Hey, with all the changes, how worth is casting Soothing Mist and Mythic Plus? Now, it depends on the build you're playing. In the standard build, you very rarely press it. And this Chi-Ji build, you very rarely press it. In the casting build, you do press it a bit, a good, like a couple times. It's more a dungeon, you know. But for the most part, you don't really press it that much. So, okay, I am working on a guide for Midnight for Mistweaver. I feel like I'm making it much earlier than I used to, but let me ask you guys, when should I post it? Is like this week too early to post my Midnight Mistweaver guide? Or what do you guys think? Like, I know a lot of people are like actively looking for information on how to play, or the alternative is like, should I just make a very quick, like, hey guys, here are some builds, I'll post them in the description below. A rough guide on how to play them is like, play this, and then go from there. Which is better, Celestial or Master? So I would definitely start with Conduit. Call it pre-patch? Yeah, so I'm thinking about making like a pre-patch Mistweaver guide, and then being like, so you want to jump into pre-patch and play for the next month? Here's some builds to get you started. The rough draft about how to play them is this, and just kind of like talk about both the builds in that same video, and just not make a full in-depth guide, but just kind of like the rough take on each of them, and then that way it'll kind of like, that will hold us over until I need to actually drop the full-on guide and stuff. You like that? Okay. So kind of do like a little mini guide for now, just to kind of like get you guys going in and stuff. I think there has to be at least one more big tuning patch. Yeah, for sure. I'm afraid to post a guide and then they just like tank everything, you know? They haven't changed anything in a month. They've changed something. Like a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, I guess. Maybe even a week ago. They like, I want to say like buffed Holy Paladin and nerfed Mistweaver by, I say nerf, they patch fixed it. I would love a video with all these changes, especially for Raid and Mythic Plus, just going over roughly rotations. Okay. You can promo the bigger / proper guide in the pre-patch. That's true. That is true. That is true. So I guess that could be my next video, is just like a mini guide to get you guys started. It was like a very small thing. It was like one change about Mistweaver. They didn't even put it in the notes. It was just a bug fix for the Crackling Jade Lightning. And then they did some things with I remember it's Holy Paladin, I want to say. I didn't even make a video on it because it was like, it would have been like, a lot of the stuff that they added just wasn't even in the notes. And it was like a 5-line note, so it wasn't even that much. But it was kind of tuning. What am I doing? Oh, I was working on my Chi-Ji. For some reason, I can't cast Chi-Ji. I think it might have to do with my frames. or my click casts. So here's the dilemma. Let me kind of fill you guys in. Chi and Enveloping Mist share a button. Yo, Bawumbo with the Prime sub, the Bezos bucks. Dude, I appreciate you so much. Happy pre-patch day in EU. Happy pre-patch day, Bawumbo. I appreciate the support. What was I going to say? Thank you so much, Bawumbo, by the way. You were amazing. Do you know if they ever fixed the bug where Mistweavers weren't getting their auto attack damage increase? I have no idea. I have no idea about that. But I like it now that you don't need to kind of play around it. Yeah, you're kind of broken free from the shackles, but it is rough. I see. Talk to you later. I'm off to work now. Going home. Send you a DM whenever you get around to it. I appreciate you, Rob. I'll catch you later. I'll heal you tomorrow. Extra nice. Maybe, if my spec still does healing in pre-patch. Okay, we need to fix this because, okay, Chi and Enveloping Mist share a button. So when I press my 6 button, if I'm moused over, it's supposed to cast Enveloping Mist. If I'm not moused over, it's supposed to cast Chi. But that's not working. For some reason, it's just not casting anything when I press 6. So I need to figure this out. Binding 6, I feel like... Let's just try toggling like one thing at a time. See, like when I hover over a health bar, it's casting it here. But why is it not casting? Why is it not casting down here? Like if I hard click it, but whenever I press... Because like, look, I'm pressing 1 and it's casting Tiger Palm. Pressing 2... Whoa! Halamunk with the Prime sub. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're on a hype train. And the hype is real. Halamunk. I have no idea if that's how you want me to say your name, but I'm going to say Halamunk because that is a cool name. Now you can spin till your fingers break out. Yeah, 100%. Spin until your thumb falls off for sure. Because the frame add-on can't be double binded. Oh, so you're saying that like Danders doesn't let you double bind? But it should be a mouse over bind. It's okay. We can, if we need to undo Danders, we can just we can do that, and then we can just fix things on. Have I ran any keys yet? I have not. We're still setting up all the add-ons and stuff. We can just set up macros, I think. So options action. Well, let's edit mode actually. Edit mode. Action bar. Go like 100. 100, just so I can see things for now. Not that. What am I doing? 100. Okay. Just so I can see things better. I need to make some macros really quick, which sucks. Sucks a lot, but this should fix our game. Just do /use 13. Save. That's gonna be our Chi or Yulon button. 6, perfect. And then I guess I need to do a mouse over for that too, don't I? Oh wait, click! Click works. Hold on, what am I doing? Click works. I'm doing this all the hard way. This is exactly what I did on the beta, but we just need click. Click is the answer to all of our problems. I've just been doing click, it works fine so far. Thank you, Zanelli. I've literally, I don't know why it took me this long to come to the realization. But, yeah, why was I not using click? I was like, wait, what was I doing on the beta? Oh, yeah, click. Look, you see my ads. We have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck because I shop on TCG Player, and then a random Fox ad. Yikes. Okay. If you want to see something really funny, go on your HPAL and make a macro that does /cast Crusader Strike. Oh god, I kind of want to see this. Okay, let's try it. A macro that just says /cast Crusader Strike. Is it just... Wait, I haven't logged onto my Paladin in so long, it's giving me a catch-up. Yeah. Should I do it? I mean, I'm doing it, but... Dude, that's crazy. I've been playing so much beta, I haven't logged into some of my alts on retail. The man's live! Hey, you're alive, Rish. I saw your comment saying you're swapping to tanking. I know you've been testing like everything on beta, specifically like tanking, and I saw you playing the other DH spec. But I'm curious, what main are you going with Midnight? So in Midnight so far, do you have a main, or are you just kind of like still trying to feel it out, kind of thing? Okay. Whew. Slash cast Crusader Strike is what we're looking for. Apparently there's a memeable macro. Oi, you sexy beast. Please call yo boys at Blizzard and tell them buff Mr. I'll get them on the ringer. I'll get them on the ringer, Doom 477. You know, they pay me to say things like Holy Paladin's fun and stuff like that. So I'll give them a call. All the Blizzard devs that I have on speed dial, I'll make sure and give them a ring. What am I doing? Macros. Apparently I don't have like any macros here. Bang. Boom. Okay. Slash cast Crusader Strike. Do I need to like have any talents at all, or? I feel like it's just casting Holy Shock. Am I crazy? That's not Crusader Strike. Is it just confused? Huh. Did they mix up the spell, like, IDs or something? What is that? So we have a macro that just says cast Crusader Strike. And yeah, I know Crusader Strike's not really in the game. I wonder what happens with this macro if you talent down to... just picking random things. If you talent down to Avenging Crusader... Because how Avenging Crusader kind of works is it's like the same thing as... It shares a button with... Crusader Strike, basically. Okay. So now let's press cast slash... What am I saying? Slash cast Crusader Strike. Is it going to cast Avenging Crusader? Nope, it's still Holy Shock. Still Holy Shock. Okay. That's a yikes. What do they do? How do they do that? Like, what? How do you make that mistake? That's a weird one. Paladin is less fun now, and I'm sad about it. See, I like Holy Paladin. I like Holy Paladin now. But I am crazy. This is why I made it initially. I wanted to split up Avenging... Oh, okay, I see. So you were like tinkering around with that exact thing, and you found out it was just casting Holy Shock. That's funny. Okay, let's hop back on the monk. Let's see. Let me pull up something really quick. So I am trying to stream on... all 3 streaming platforms right now. And I've never streamed on the one platform before, but I'll pull up the chat just in case someone chats there. 3, yes, the jade colored one as well. Okay, let's use Click now. Click is my preferred add-on. Is the catch-up thing worth it? I feel like it just gives you, like, items. It just gives you, like, items at, like, a set level. Or should I mean, I would at least click it. Click the catch-up thing and go from there. My Legion Remix characters are item level 102. What item level am I? 169, okay. X Key with the follow. Thank you for the follow. All my Legion, and still got all my Alliance character at level 50 from BFA expansion. Dang. See, I don't even have all the allied races made. Okay, let's click bind our spells before I forget. I just go off on these little tangents. Okay. Ooh, okay, we're still set up. It's still set up to Dragonflight Season 2, where we had Zen Pulse as a castable button. That's funny. Okay. Rest in peace. I loved Zen Pulse. I loved Zen Pulse. 169, nice. The green one, yeah. So, you know what you do to a soccer ball? That website. Okay, so... Vivify, Velvemis. It's crazy how little things have changed. Tiger's Lust, Detox. What else we got? We got... Add a binding. What spell am I binding? Is that it? Surely that's not it, right? Shaylin's Gift? We need to add Shaylin's Gift. But I feel like having Vivify click cast would also click cast Shaylin's Gift, right? I feel like this is it. I'm gonna probably find out otherwise, but... So summon Chi-Ji. And cast Envelopment. Okay, it should be good to go. We can spin and crane kick. We can also Renewing Mist. Yeah, we're good to go. All we needed was to download click. I feel like I want to jump into a dungeon and see. Let's make sure Shaylin's works. So if I Shaylin's on this guy, what does it do? I guess I can't really... Okay, yeah. It's working. Very nice. So apparently all you need to do is click bind Vivify, and then it'll work. Okay, what are we doing? Do we jump into a dungeon? This is gonna be so cursed, but I have no idea what key level we should do. This is gonna be so cursed. Wow, that shield looks smaller. This is my Lumathar trinket. Wonder if they nerfed that trinket coming into this patch too. Let's just YOLO. Let's just look for like a priory. And then that way we can spin our woes away. I don't know what key level to look. I'm not going to look for any like specific crazy key level. My Raider IO thing is gone. Okay, Priory. Alright, we will queue up. They're pushing. Why are people key pushing? What's the point of key pushing? Do y'all know, like what's the point of key pushing now? Like during pre-patch? Do you get anything for key pushing? Or is it kind of just like useless? I feel like our game's gonna break the moment we enter combat, but we need to make sure we have Way of the Crane. Dance of Chi-Ji. Kinda wanna go Mistline. For your mana bar, Sensei class resource bar is very nice. R4TX has nothing else to do. So true. So true. But like my question kind of is like, what do you get for like what do you get anything if you were to say you were someone who was at like 2900 IO last week, and then you know the season ended and now we're in pre-patch, what do you get for getting to 3k IO? If anything. What am I doing? We're going to Priory. Like, do you get anything? I think they said no vault, no score, just dungeon reward. We're literally losing gold going into this dungeon right now. Because you get, what, like 150 gold for completing a dungeon? Maybe like 220 or something. And then it probably costs more to repair. I don't think you get anything anymore other than personal fun? Then why am I doing a Priory? What? What is this?
The orphans of Merodar have been asking to play with you again. I think they'd appreciate it if you visited them.
That's crazy. Oh, you get respect from your internet girlfriend. That actually does matter. That actually does matter, for sure. Don't go existential on us, man. You holding us all together. You're right. No, we still play. We have fun. You still get score. Oh, you do? What? If you trip, we all trip. Nah, we're walking tall. Well, hey, why don't I just go and do a... Weren't there like plus 40s going? Ah. Oh, wow. Sure enough. So which one would you prefer we watch? I have no idea. Watch on whichever one. The reason why I want to stream on all three Zarkenfruid is so that you guys have more options, really. So if you like watching on the green website, do that. If you like watching on the purple website, do that. And if your favorite color is red, watch on YouTube. But really, the reason why I'm doing it, too, is also, like, I've heard that it's just nice to stream on all three, just because there's, like, more of a potential to reach new people, you know what I mean? So it's literally free for me to do so. Like, I have the ability to do so, so why not? But then I can't rack up on your mom point. That's true. Your mom is very important. Are there even channel redeem points on that website? I have no idea. I literally have no clue. I don't know. Whoa! What is this? Zarkenfruit's now falling. The downside, too, with this being my first time streaming on that website, I haven't set up, or I say set up, I haven't turned off the sound notifications for follows, which I did on Twitch just because you get a lot more follows than, like, subs, you know what I mean, on Twitch. So it's just, you know, like a frequency thing. So we still have those loud notifications when people follow. But hey, I still appreciate it. You still get score, it just doesn't matter. Ah, okay. Are y'all ready for this super duper exhilarating gameplay? Number one, we will not be able to kick casts. It is just a 15 though, so we should be okay. I also have no idea how the scaling, the tuning, anything like that's going to behave. So we're kind of just like walking in blind. I feel like I'm just sprinting at a wall and just wondering what's going to happen. We either break through it or we smack against it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do this. Y'all ready?
5.
This is also a time to test our one button rotation.
1.
Let's go crazy.
The devotees have become secretive.
Okay, my plater. Uh-oh. Okay. Problem number one. Plater is invisible. Well, this is going to be much harder than I thought. Oh, Lord. Luckily, oh yeah, there we go.
Each of his lieutenants bolsters his tactics.
It's just chaos. Which add-on? Well, we have to live through this pack and then I can deal with it after it. So, I got nothing. Luckily, I can literally read chat and heal this pack right now, so we're fine. One button rotation. I love the new spinning crane kick sound effect. Oh yeah, I know. Imagine. Oh my god, this would be so fun. I mean, this would be like a weak ore that someone would make. Okay, let's dip out for a second. Whoa. This is the most cursed thing I've ever seen. I don't know when this mob's gonna die. I have no idea his health percent. No, let me leave combat. Okay, we might just have to... What do I do? We can't do it while in combat, and apparently I'm still in combat. This is just the most cursed thing I've ever seen. Hey, from Germany. What is good, Decadent? It's good to see you. We are currently getting midnighted, so welcome in. How many enemies do I have? This is fun. This is a fun time. Had to log out to get rid of that? Yeah, we're gonna have to, but we're in combat. Follower dungeons have a purpose. You're right. You're right. I deserve the memery. I definitely deserve it. I literally can't tell what's an enemy and what's not. What's my rotation? Seems complicated. I know, right? I don't know how many targets I have to hit, so I'm just guessing. This is much more fun to... This is the best way to, like... test. Just jump in, figure it out on the fly. Jesus, I had you on the other tab and didn't know what that sound was. Thought I had a tumor. I'm so sorry, but that's hilarious. I'm gonna have to jump over here. Need a copy of this sound for when PI. Oh, dude, this would be such a good PI sound. Dude, how much health does Chainmail have? Okay, so apparently if you click on Chainmail, I can see her health. This is so cursed. Whoa! What was that? Mr. Dub with the sub! The primes of the Bezos bucks, they go a very long way. Oh my gosh, it's finally over. Okay, add-ons. I think it's Plater. I think it's Plater that's bugging us out. Let's reload. Cross our fingers and pray. Oh, it says Little Wigs. I thought I disabled all Little Wigs. Is this the new Mistweaver rotation? I mean, this is a dungeon that is already spin heavy. But Mistweaver is, you're at least on the beta, your spin threshold was a lot lower, meaning that, like, you know, if you were to spin at X target count, X is lower than it was in The War Within, you know what I mean? Because, like, right here we have, I guess, 6 targets in my range. I should be spinning. On beta, it's definitely a number that I don't think is going to stick. But on beta currently, you do more damage at 3 targets by simply spinning than you do your single target rotation. I don't think that's, like, end game. I don't think that's right. Like, things are gonna change, right? But that's just what it is. So people are literally, you'll see dungeons where people spin 95% of the time. Granted, a lot of those dungeons are, like, your big pool ones and stuff. Yeah, the number is lower. Like, spinning crank kick is performing better, especially because you're playing Dance at Chiji also. But no, it's you do have a rotation. We have casts going off left and right. I'm watching. I'm a bystander. I also hear myself in my ear. I'm sorry, Zarkenford, if you were watching, I'm having to close the kick tab because it keeps bugging. Yeah, apparently Plater is buggy. We do not trust Plater. Okay, I need to drink Manatee. My Manatee button is not working. Give me a second. Oh, I love this. This is actually a fun way to play. Just figuring it out on the fly. Where is it? Manatee. Hello? Manatee? Manatee? Okay. There we go. So the reason why Manatee is important, 1, it's Manatee. It's really good. But 2... if I drink Manatee, I can convert those Manatee stacks into Shaylun's gift stacks. No, don't die. I can report Oracle Disc felt pretty good. Oh yeah, Oracle Disc feels really good. Mostly because 2 charges of penance. Yeah, 2 charges of penance is really good. Is it their tier set that also buffs penance, or what is it about it? Is it part of their hero tree that buffs, like, the first bolt of penance? I feel like it's their old tier set, so it's part of their hero tree. Sorry, I am getting chat popped back up. How's the DPS on that spinning crank? I mean, is it viable? Yeah, so spinning crank kick is sadly doing very good on beta. The thing is, I haven't really tested the damage on live since we've been in. So I still want to run the numbers. I want to rerun the numbers now that we're off of beta and see if things have changed. But, yeah. Yo, I'm about to log into pre-patch. First time, should I delete my WTF folder? I wouldn't delete it. What I would do is I would unload all of your add-ons and then load them in one at a time and, like, build from... Do like, the building block system, you know? Well, Sato, this is, I'm sorry, Soda, this is pride. The reason why I chose this dungeon is because I knew things were going to be wonky with the UI, and the pool counts are high and you can spin a lot more. But you do cast a lot of Shaylun's gifts, and you do cast your Renewing Mist between pools. You also cast Enveloping Mist if you get that Strength of the Black Ox to proc. And you do cast Manatee to refill your Shaylun stacks. You see there, I was at like 0 stacks of Shayloons, then I drink my mana tea, and I can do it again, and we're all the way back up to 9 stacks of Shayloons. So there is a lot more casting than I was doing. This is just the dungeon that you can spin in. That's kind of why I did it, just in case like our UI was breaking and stuff. This is like our best spinnable dungeon of the War Within Season 3. I feel like we might need to pull Tainer away from the boss. Maybe? I don't know. I've started frantically looking around. Yeah, that noise is very disorienting for sure. I need to turn on, not details the add-on, but I need to turn on the built-in damage meters. Might get some time to do that before the boss.
You won't peel off anymore.
Maybe.
I see their depth.
Nope, not, okay, maybe not before boss, but... So you're also going to see me do a lot of spinning crank in this next room. But one thing about beta Mistweaver is if you're playing this build, like if you're playing the punch kick build, you are going to be spinning more often. What is that 25-minute buff? 25-minute buff. Debuff. Oh, that is the, so when you have a paladin or a priest in this dungeon, they can click these two, like, lamps. There's one at the start of this dungeon, and there's one at the end of this dungeon, and it gives everyone in the party a buff, actually. So let me see if I can find the buff. I think it's just this. Yeah, so it's called a debuff just so because they don't want you to be able to overlap it. So it's like a debuff that just says you can't get multiple stacks of it, kind of thing. But really what it is it's a buff, and like every time you do damage or healing, like you have a chance to kind of like inflict a little bit more damage and healing. Yeah, I am currently playing this the way that I would on beta. Like I'm doing similar rotation, and it still seems fine, which there was some wonkiness with the rotation. I haven't pressed GG literally a single time this time. This is so free. Like a 15 is, we are well beyond 15 level, if I'm being honest. I can yeah, be good to see your numbers. Actually, I agree. I definitely want to fix that. That's the thing that I'm thinking about, Soda. So that will change. Me being able to show the numbers on the screen. I'm noticing too, like, the buffs on my frames are a little weird. I'm not gonna drink mana tea here because I want to come into this next pool with as much mana tea as possible. But like you're seeing, I feel like we just overscaled this dungeon by a lot. Like, this is like the most free a dungeon's been in a while. Let me see if I can enable damage meter. Who knows where that's going to be on the screen? Okay, that works. I will be spinning this entire pool because one, I can't even see which mob is what, and two, it's gonna very easily be able to heal all this. So I can literally re-chat and heal this pool like it's a meme. Plus, we're playing Dance of TG, so anytime that you'll see that just procced, anytime you see that proc, it makes our next spinning crank kick do 5 times its normal damage. So it is very good. I will be weaving in the occasional Rising Sun kick to make my next Shayloons instant. That's why I just kicked there. So like I want to have a Vivacious kind of on standby just in case. But now we're down to 2 targets, so I'm going to swap back. Yeah, like I said, there is a reason why I picked this dungeon. Because I knew our UI would be messed up and I would have to probably play a dungeon that is, quote, easy. This dungeon is easy for Mistweaver because the pool counts are to where you can just do this. OMFG, the fact this debuff isn't blacklisted and it shows on your frame, yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, the thing is, this is Danders, so it might just be a Danders thing. We'll see. Let's go in Shayloons. I'm also going to drink Mana Tea just to get those Shayloon stacks back. We're rocking and rolling. It is so much harder playing this dungeon without like your UI the way you have it, you know? Like not being able to see like sacred tools as easily and stuff. Like I can't tell which casters are what and stuff, so. Nobody can blacklist buffs as far as I know. API doesn't support it. Ah, okay. Okay. That is very annoying. Man, not having a kick is... It's rough out here, man. Not even spreading hot. No, you definitely do spread your hots between pools. You don't really take the globals to spread hots as much during pools, though. It's not... You don't do your enveloping mist ramp as much. Keep in mind, they did kind of, like, nerf that side of enveloping mist. Like, yeah, enveloping mist is still a really strong hot, but it no longer gives your ally 40% healing bonus. It only gives them 20%. So they nerfed enveloping mist little healing bonus. They also they took away Lotus or Chi Harmony. So like you don't really have those massive like enveloping mist ramps anymore as much as you did in last season. Last season was crazy. Yeah, no kick is tragic. That's like my least favorite part about playing like on the beta and stuff is not having a kick. But the thing is, like, the dungeons for next season, like the Midnight Dungeons, there are a lot less casters than there are in a dungeon like Priory. This is, like, the most cursed example coming into a Priory, because this dungeon has, like, giga casters. Even the boss here, like, he does a cast that, like, needs to be kicked. I don't know why I just soaked too. Forgot I'm not tanking. But we have Shayloons, and we can drink Mana Tea, and Shayloons again if we need to, so we are giga chilling. This, I just said chilling. But this is like one of the stronger like new things, is I was worried when I heard that they were gonna remove Shao-Ao's lesson. I was like, what? Don't we need that? Like, Shao-Ao's lesson's really good. But the replacement for Shao-Ao's lesson is fantastic. One of our, like, standout new things. So all it says, it's very simple. Like, you convert your Mana Tea stacks when you drink them into Shayloon stacks. So I don't really have any Mana Tea stacks on reserve. So, like, you can get moments like this where, like, I have not saved up Mana Tea stacks, or I've kind of run dry on Mana Tea stacks. Let's go ahead and conduit. I feel like this is dying very slowly. But if you sit there and like build up your Mana Tea stacks, like you can get some like crazy things going. Okay, guess I'll soak 2 maybe? Hello, team? Hello? Okay. What? Come on, people. That's insanity. I get we don't want healers looking at plates reason for removing kicks, but now you have to watch plates to see upcoming cat. Yeah, exactly. It's like moving a problem into a different part of your screen. Oh, someone else took a B-res, so they got this. They don't need me. That's whatever. Yeah, our team thought we were gonna burn him before he cast, but it's not that deep.
The Priory from a place of contemplation to an uprising. Why? She has always preached of the strength of the Emperor.
All right, let's finish this. How is DPS looking though? Like, looking at our, I'm not talking about mine. Our like healer DPS is pretty atrocious, but looking at our DPS's DPS, how is it? Like, is our DPS doing more? I feel like these paladins are dying. Like this mob is dying very quickly. They're already at less than half health, which is pretty crazy. Since healers aren't having to interrupt, are the Season 3 dungeons tuned to oh yeah, they are. I mean, there are still very important casts that need to be kicked, like some bosses have some bolts and stuff that need to be kicked and stuff, but it is much less than, like, it's a bolt. It might kill one person, whereas, like, this cast on this last boss killed 3 people, you know? So that's one way, but also there are just a lot less of them. Oh, I was about to go in and kick the priest, but I can't.
No, such heresy. They defile the sacred flame by animating the dead. They are no better than the Cobus.
Yeah, I need to gear out some of my alts. Yeah, you see, like a lot of people were asking earlier, like, do you have to play Shayluns? You don't have to play anything. But Shayluns is very, very good. And the new Shayluns talent is very, very good. But there are so many talents on our tree now that are like, you could take this. It's pretty good. Like, but the problem is, like, it has a lot of competition, so you can't really take everything that you want. Because, like, I would love to have, I stun that. I would love to have Mistline in this build. And just, oh, there's a firebolt volley. I can't kick it, so it's like, okay. See, this is the worry. You get groups like this. Yes, you want your healer to not have to worry about kicks. But the problem is when everyone thinks, oh, kicks are less important, I don't have to do them, then all of a sudden kicks become even more of a healer problem because we can't do anything about them and they're just happening. Like, the casts are just happening. So that's the fear, is you get a group like this that sees a cast going off, thinks, kicks aren't that important anymore. I've heard that kicks are not that important. I do not have to worry about this going off. Okay, let's actually pop Chi-Ji here in a second. I haven't popped it once. So Chi-Ji has this cool interaction if you take Jade Bond. So the build that I'm running is running Tear of Mourning, and Tear of Mourning says that when you place an Enveloping Mist on an ally, it will do like a little proc heal on any of your allies that have a Renewing Mist on them. What's really cool about that with Jade Bond is when you press Chi-Ji, you apply a shield to your whole party. And they're popping. When you press Chi-Ji, you apply a shield to your whole party because of Jade Bond. And once that shield pops on each party member, it will become an Enveloping Mist for 4 seconds. So that works really cool with with Tear of Mourning, because all of those Enveloping Mists, as they spawn in, are going to heal onto each of your allies that have a Renewing Mist on them. So it creates a pretty cool burst of healing.
Foolish outsiders. Beledar's sacred flame will simply raise him back to duty.
This might get spicy, but should be fine. I need to pay attention so I can stun these guys as they're about to die.
Burn my sacred flame. My blaze be purified. My faith, my flame.
Oh. Forgot my game doesn't announce to me to turn around anymore. Okay, I also just wasted my stun. Oops. Oh, that's not that. Oops. I'm panicking. See, Shayluns is crazy, man. Shayluns is crazy. I'm a big fan of new Shayluns. Because it can be cast instant speed after you Rising Sun Kick. Like, that is what Vivacious works with now. And you can, like, almost always guarantee you have a high stack when ready. It's really solid. Evening. Yo, what's up, Evil? Evil. What is good? Welcome in. Do I just cocoon the Warlock? No. You see, like, that burst of healing underneath that shield when those envelopment supply is, like, it's actually insane how much healing it does. So yeah, new Mistweaver is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of our new, like, little synergies are really fun to play with. Eve is fine. Ah, okay. Okay. But, oh, I like it. You come in and you say evening. I am a fan. Yeah, let's touch death. Alright, this was legitimately the easiest key I've ever done. This tuning is kind of wonky. Kind of makes me excited to raid tomorrow night. I hope the raid is just a joke. That would be very refreshing. Haven't logged in yet, but I did delete all my add-ons. Dang. See, I didn't delete all my add-ons. I deleted a good chunk of them, but I kind of deleted them as I found out they don't work. I don't want to, like... You don't want to, like, jump the gun... I don't think, but it is. I guess it would be nice to kind of like just build from nothing, because it honestly didn't take me long to set up my add-ons. The thing that I need to work on is Platinator. I need to get it up and running. But that's fine. That's a thing for another day, I guess. Okay, that was super chill, super chill. All right, we can do a dungeon that I don't need to spin in. You're still raiding during pre-patch? I guess so. Our guild did a vote. Our raid leader sent out like a spreadsheet and said like, hey, who all do y'all want? He gave us a couple of options, but basically the option that got the most votes, or at least got enough to where it was like we should pay attention to this, is some people still want to go for the mount because we've only killed Dimensius once. Some people want to go for the mount, so we're gonna try to kill it again if it's playable. Like if the game is in a playable state, we're gonna go for it. But yeah. So these guys are saying, how long till Frost gets nerfed? Apparently Frost Mage is very solid. I'm not knowledgeable on which I should be deleting or not. So I'll log in and see, yeah. One little tip, Eve, I guess, sorry, is you can like go into your, wherever you have your add-ons. So for me, I have them all stored in CurseForge. Go into your little add-on manager and go to your, like, where you see the ones that you have installed. You can see their version number here. And it's not a perfect indicator, but one way to kind of like see which ones, like a quick glance, which ones are not up to date. Any one that has a game version that is behind. So like, I guess this is a good example. Bigwig's Cataclysm. For some reason I have that. Or hide/remove default action bar. It's 9.0.2. It is out of date. So those are like that's a quick way to see which ones are like not definitely not going to work, you know. But yeah, that was a disgustingly chill key, like super super chill. But like I said, Mistweaver literally can cheese Priory to up to a certain level. Took screenshots of them all before deleting. Phew, yeah. Plus, one thing about it's kind of like that little philosophy of like how people clean out their closet. Like if you hide all of your clothes, like rearrange them in a way that doesn't make sense to you, and then you turn around all the hangers after a year. So like you on your calendar, you mark the date that you turned around all your calendars. Every time that you wear something, you turn it back around to the normal way. And then by the end of the year, you'll have all the clothes that you haven't worn that year still turned around on their hanger, and you just kind of like realize, hey, I didn't need this article of clothing. Like people do that. You can kind of do that for add-ons. Like you can delete them, and as you play, be like, oh yeah, didn't I have an add-on that did this, or didn't I have an add-on that did that kind of thing, and build from there, you know. Flux said, now that the pre-patch is out on the EU side, I can properly play the specs in a normal environment. Well, normal's a weird word. Without NA latency or beta issues. All I have to share is disappointment. Oh no. The gutting of classes is insane. They removed all the complexity and depth from the classes I used to love. At this point, I don't even know if I want to play Midnight at all. I will say, the game is... Don't judge Midnight based on pre-patch, because we're still doing War Within Dungeons, and I feel like they nerfed a lot of stuff to make it to where like the game wasn't frustratingly bad. You know what I mean? Is it still a guaranteed drop during pre-patch, or is that 1% now? I don't know. I feel like we're technically still in the War Within, right? It should be a guaranteed drop. I would think it should be a guaranteed drop. I have no idea. It's a great question. All right, really quick, let me see if I can off the dome remember my little caster build. Let's see. Okay. Obviously, Serpent, Chiji, or Yulan. Gift. I like to gift with this build. Mistline. Tier. Jade Empowerment. What am I missing? Maybe I went without Emperors, I'm guessing? All this can change, but that's all I really care about right now. We need Serene Surge. This. This. I did like Celestial Determination with this build. What talent am I missing? I know there's a big one, and it's like staring me in the face, but I can't find it. I know Diffuse Magic, but that's kind of like a more niche thing, but we'll still take it. Do I still play Conduit? Sure, why not? I feel like with this build I did like Master of Harmony. Ah, Chi Wave. What do I drop for Chi Wave? Pressure points. There we go. Okay. But yeah, it's weird to still raid during pre-patch. Like pre-patch is so weird. Like it is so weird.
It's still recharging.
I don't even know like what are we meant to do right now, you know? And it's honestly, I thought pre-patch was going to be a week. I looked at the calendar. It's like over a month. It's crazy. Why is pre-patch so long? This is not its own patch. What are we doing? Let's try a Floodgate with a caster build. Floodgate with caster build. Playing 3-man Shayloons. Serene Surge. This build isn't exactly right. I know there's something off. I can't place it. I know this is different. What is different here? I know pre-patch... Oh, I'm sorry. I missed M. Graham. As a healer main, I think some of the outstanding issues affect us the most. Oh, for sure. We rely on UI a bit more than, like, at least a DPS. I'm not going to say we rely on it more than tanks. They also rely on it pretty heavily. But, yeah, we definitely do rely on UI pretty significantly. What's just a fun done? Let's just do a quick one. We're just tinkering around with things, making sure everything's in working order for now. Floodgate Competitivo. In a way that really decreases the fun, largely by making it harder to see important information. I'm still optimistic they'll fix the worst offenders before expansion launches. Yeah, I've noticed they were really like adamant about each week they were like fixing something with the UI that we had a problem with, but then they stopped. And I don't think it's because they're done. I think they just figured, okay, we've got it in a working order. We need to focus on other things now, and they're really like doing that. And I like this approach because they have so much on their plate when you're changing your whole game. But it's, you kind of have to like prioritize what you have the time to work on and stuff. So I think given enough time, things will fix. Things will eventually fix, especially if we keep giving feedback. If we create enough uproar, eventually they'll have to change it, you know. Also, they will get way more feedback now that it's in retail, for sure. Now that you're not just confined to only people who have beta access, yeah, there's going to be much more feedback at their disposal. All right, I feel like this build's not the one I was playing, but it looks good enough, I think. No, we're going to be playing Master of Harmony. We don't really care about the damage side of Master of Harmony. I really do want to play Emperor's Elixir with this build too. Because when it's time to pivot to your active healing, it's so nice to just jump into that. I just don't want to drop Mistline. I love Mistline. Is it Tranquility? Maybe we try without Tranquility, Yola. No, because Emperor's Elixir kind of is like a quality of life thing. It's not like... There's no shot it's stronger than Tranquility. But yeah, I don't know what the drop percent is on that mount. I don't know. It's a good question, though. I know pre-patch is pre-patch and stuff is missing like Apex talents, yeah. But the base core is making me sad, and this is coming from someone who wants to love Midnight, but Blizz is making it really hard at the moment. Like I said, I think it's just, I think pre-patch is the time for, this is like the in-between of War Within a Midnight, where they're really trying to iron out the kinks and stuff. It's not something that we as players even should take seriously, like, yes, this is our first exposure to some of the builds and stuff, but like, it's not worth forming like a, you know, like a fixed opinion on Midnight, I think. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it really does just come down to what you said. Pre-patch is pre-patch. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you want to take a month off of WoW, now's the time. Go, like, this is a lot of time where I know someone, I think it was Kiro was saying that they're going to play like Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff, you know, like go and just like hang out in other games, come back once Midnight actually drops, and then go from there kind of thing. I know myself, I'm going to take this next month to really iron out I'm going to make all the guide scripts of my 1-minute guides. I'm going to finish editing my Mistweaver guide. I kind of do want to do like a thing where I do a quick walkthrough of each dungeon, just talk about some pain points for healers. Things like that. Like, I kind of want to spend this time, for me, it's going to be spent making, you know, content and stuff. But for most people, it's spent, like, people usually use the pre-patch as a time to... It's going to be popular for this week because people are like, oh, cool, this talent does this, and we're trying out these healers and all these different specs and stuff. But give it like a week, and I feel like the game's going to go back to being pretty slow. You know? I mean, at this point, pre-patch builds are super incomplete. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We're missing the proper tier sets and a bunch of important talents. Yeah, even though they're Season 1 tier sets, those do come into play a bit. For sure. Okay, before I forget, let's do current segment. Let's look at... Let's turn one on for healing. Current segment. Healing. What was I doing? Healing. HPS. Let's go DPS. How do you lock these again? Lock window. Nice. Okay. What dungeon are we going to? I think it was Floodgate, right? I don't even remember what key level this was. I also don't know if this build's going to be able to heal, like, Big Mama. Or even Swamp Face for that. Because might run out of mana. We'll figure it out as we go. Do you think we'll strengthen the Black Ox to be trackable? We already have Spirit Font, no reason. I definitely think they should add it. However, it's not a perfect solution, but you do get that little brown streak in the middle of your screen. Which it's not nothing, but it's obviously not like... I don't think that should be the permanent, like, oh, you can see it, why do you need more? You know what I mean? Like, it'll create a brown little mark here. Right now, though, yeah, they definitely should add it. I have a feeling, didn't they have it in the beta at one point? Or no, maybe it was just the shield that you get. Something was trackable in the buff tracker for it for a while. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Did I go to the wrong dungeon? Oh, it's Ecodome. Okay. Oops. That's okay. Ooh, Lily's asking a fun question. Which healers do you predict to be meta? Also with possibility for buffs or nerfs that might come. Look, don't put any like weight on what I'm about to say because things are subject to change. Everything's going to change, right? I think the safest guess going into any season, whenever you're guessing what's going to be meta, is Resto Druid Disc Priest. It's just safe, okay? Just like literally just say those two, you're probably safe. One of those two is going to be meta, right? So that's one. That's just my permanent answer. But also keep in mind they were, especially Resto Druid was performing very well on the beta. What does that mean? It probably doesn't mean much. That probably won't translate into the actual game. But at this point in time, that's all we have to go off of is how they were on the beta. I do also think Resto Shaman's going to be a little bit sleeper simply because it can help with kicks. But honestly, in organized push groups, you don't really need that extra kick, I wouldn't think. So, you know, that probably won't even come up then.
5, 4.
Uh-oh.
Soul Strikers betrayed us.
1.
Oh, this build, all the keybinds are broken.
Down our defenses, and our wastelanders
Yikes,
are
okay.
destroying the domes.
I got a skid mark proc. Exactly. It literally looks like that. Like, why did they do that? I have no idea. Alright, how far can this carry us? Good, I'm losing threat. See, this is a moment where the other build would be fantastic. Because I could spin on all these targets and be fine. But for now, this'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Oh, am I talented into the, like, stay far away talent? Oh, let's not get hit by that.
I need to target something.
This is such a meme. I am going to have to actually start healing here in a second, but I can just pivot with a Thunder Focus Tea. Those gorges are going on. We're going to get heavily gorged here. I kind of want to, because I want to see if this build can heal outside of combat, or is it going to have, like, Disc Priest problems?
The Devourers seem to be coming from the Annex. Stop them at the sword, so we can...
Oh yeah, we're chilling. We are turbo chilling. Who's having fun? See, like, if you've watched my videos for a long time, you know I love Caster Monk. I think it's just fun to play things incorrectly. Like, whenever I play a Pokemon playthrough, I will be playing a Nuzlocke. Like, I just like playing things in hard mode. This is the opposite. I feel like they really took it and they made it, like, this is easy. And I don't think Caster should be easy. I think Caster should be more weave dependent. I don't know how they could change it without completely going back on what they've done. But I definitely think they could either make it be like adding a different damage button. Like, should it just be Crackling Jade Lightning, or should you be able to like activate Zen Pulse while you're Crackling Jade Lightning? You know what I mean? Like, at least add something dynamic to Crackling Jade Lightning spam. You know what I mean? No, but Graham, it literally does look just like like, why did they do that? Why does it look like a skid mark? It's so stupid. Do you think they made caster targeting players that want a simpler given range is simpler than melee experience? Probably. The thing is that you're still melee. Like, I do think they. I honestly think they just wanted more viability, because if you go into, I'll have to pull it up, but I got an email today, and I think everyone who has like a WoW sub got the same email. But they were like, try out the pre-patch. You'll get to test all the changes of all the specs, and like, we don't want you to have to, how do they word it? They said we don't want there to be like must pick up talents. We want it to be we want you to play the talents that you want to play. So like, they don't want there to be like a set, like, this is the best build. They want there to be like a couple of different builds that you can choose from, maybe. And I think this is like part of that. Okay, we need to kill these or we die. Okay, we're good. So I think that's just part of this, is like, they wanted you to feel like you have more than just the one talent build that can perform in keys, and that's like, this is just Mistweaver's version of that, whereas like, you know, for other specs it might just look like, hey, we want you to feel like you can play both hero talent trees and you know, not be missing out. But like Mistweaver, it kind of is that like this is our other build kind of thing. I mean, they could have made it to where like you have, how could they have done it? If they didn't make caster our other option, they could have made it like, you have your Rising Sun Kick build, and then you have your Blackout Kick build. You know, they could have done something like with that. But kind of already you have like a Spinning Crane Kick build versus like a single target rotation build. Not even. They kind of both play the same way, but you know what I mean? Like, you can opt for talent set. You can opt for like Dance of Chi-Ji, or you can opt for what's this one called? Morning Breeze. Alright, Mr. Tank. What are we doing? I could pull up that email on my phone and read it to you guys, but it was something from Blizzard. And it was like, it literally said that, it was like, enjoy what Midnight has to offer. You no longer will feel like you have to play like one default, like one build, like something like that. Okay, we are in Sentinel mode. I am just going to Crackle. Let's see if it can carry us through. Wow. This is what I mean. Like, usually I am the guy that's like, dude, I want to play Caster Mistweaver Monk, and I want it to be bad, but I want to find a way to feel like it's good. That's how I started my channels. I would just like test around with meme builds that were like just fun. You know, it's just fun to find meme builds and like play with them and stuff. But this version of Caster is like, this is very oversimplified for a damage rotation. It needs to have something else, in my opinion. Some people think like, oh, you should just like nerf Jade Empowerment or nerf the lightning damage. I don't think that. I think just give them another damage button that they can press to add some like dynamicness to the rotation,
They have brought so many
and then it'll be fun.
seek the
I mean, it is fun. It's fun doing this. Like I'm having fun. It's just like I also have fun when I play Minecraft on creative mode. You know what I mean?
all of this destruction for the traitors?
Do you think we'll... Let's see. True, but it is hard to see. That is true. Whoa! It is harder to see. I might have to revival here. Maybe not. Looks like Aspect of Harmony is just enough. Whoa! Okay, I could have revivaled to save him. I did not know if I needed to. That is a big ol' my bad. I'm kind of just like trusting in the power of the lightning. And going from there. Also, I think my... Is that my chi wave proccing? Something just did 17k. And I know it's not a lightning tick. I find it quite faded. Yeah, I mean, it is like, it's not the perfect way to track that buff. So I do think they should add in a lot more buffs to buff tracker. I feel like that is like the one thing that feels the most incomplete. There's just a lot of stuff that like, why can't you track this there, you know? Yeesh. Is Mistweaver still buggy, or does it feel better on live? I know that there is still a few bugs that are still in the game, but they did go through and fix some of the bugs, including the one with the Jade Empowerment in the last little round of beta. But I know that there's just such a long list of Mistweaver bugs that, like, I don't think they've touched all of them, to be honest. But I think it's playable. I've thought that it was more playable than most for a while. I wonder if they're still showing... No, they aren't. I was gonna see, there was a thing on beta for the longest time where they were showing stagger as damage done and as healing done for Brewmaster, so they were just topping both meters like all the time. But they fixed that. How's Mistweaver's rotation in comparison to other healers? I think it's a very fun rotation. Right now I'm playing the caster build, and I think that's a different answer. But I really like the current Mistweaver rotation. I feel like the new Tranquility talent is very fun to play around. New Shayloons is very fun to play around, especially with Vivacious Vivification. I think it's a very fun time, and I think it's pretty engaging. Like, you have a fun little mini game compared to some of the other healers. However, I think most healers are just fun on beta. A lot of people, it's different than what you're probably used to, but I live in the camp that I think the healers, at least most of them, are fun on beta and on live currently. Not talking tuning-wise, just kind of smoothness. Yeah, I think Mistweaver is very fluid. Mistweaver feels very fluid because, like I said, you're playing into not this build, but you're playing with your Rising Sun Kick, leans into your next Shayloons, makes it instant cast. Then you can drink Mana Tea to refill those stacks and stuff. I see you playing Crackle, but now on live, would you recommend Caster or Fist? I would recommend the Fist Weaving build. I was just playing it in the last dungeon. personally. But I think this build has been shown to be a lot better than most thought it would be. I just think, like, if you want to enjoy the spec the most, the build that will give you the most enjoyment will probably be this more standardized build. And that's just my opinion. Like, you try both of them. Honestly, try them both. You'll probably like them both. Drink up that Manatee, get that Shayloon stack back. Nice. Dude, playing without like your add-on sounds, even something as simple as like what's that guy's name? Smooth McGroove, the guy that that guy, like, he sings in your ear whenever you kill a boss. Even losing like that is like weird. It's weird killing a boss and not hearing any noise, you know? It's just it's very odd. It's very odd. Let's see. Also, the damage difference between caster and punch kicks is trivial enough for both to be viable. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, healer damage is so low that you kind of don't pick your build based on damage anymore. Like, I think some of the top Master of Harmony keys on beta were also foregoing Harmonic Gambit, but instead playing the other one. This one that just turns it all into healing. Like, all of your vitality is just used on healing, which is like it's kind of the healing philosophy now, but like it just is the play, right? Like, you don't really pick a... There might be a case where like the healer that becomes meta is meta because they just do significantly more healing. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, big margins aren't what I'm talking about, but yeah, like the difference between the two Mistweaver builds in terms of the damage they're doing is not enough to make a difference. Look, I am doing considerably less damage than if I would have been playing a spinning crankcake build, for sure. But it's not to a point where, like, that is alone going to make my decision of what build to play. That is not the decider anymore, in my opinion. I think it's the margins are just so low that that's not really the whole conversation anymore. I feel like we're just flying through this dungeon. I guess if you want to get fake IO, this is the week to do it. Live people. Okay, I'm gonna have a revival, and then we'll go back to it. Okay, there was another enchanter in the group. I'm gonna target this guy. Yeah, of course, Rayliz. Of course. Ah, that's not the button I pressed. No. Oh, the spirit's back here. I was like looking for the spirit. I could not see it, but it's literally the giant thing glowing. Now this guy has a massive shield. Oh, Lord. I'm so used to playing this build with Emperor's Elixir. I keep making that mistake, thinking that I'm going into a Soothing Mist channel when I'm not. Alright, where to? Let's kill it. I wonder if we could just like pull everything in a boss.
It was the only place our plans stood a chance of success. The Rev brought nothing
but so far I think our UI looks fine. The one thing that I do need to kind of put more time into is my nameplate, like the enemy nameplates. But that's just a matter of Plater being bugged. Apparently Plater will be working. I'm guessing it's just like not in a complete state yet. The evoker pool.
A vision of your fate!
Okay, I want to drink Manatee here so I can get those Shaylin stacks back. Just want to have an enveloping mist cast. That way my next Shaylin's is instant.
Fate written in suffering!
Alright, smooth sailing. This build is like crazy easy. Crazy easy. If you're looking to get into Mistweaver, I mean, this build isn't like a bad start. Like it's very easy.
I write your destiny now!
Super, super easy. Yeah, but you see just how strong Shaylin's gift is, but also renewing Mist. Like, look at Mistline just like cranking healing into this evoker. I don't even have to spot heal this evoker because I have Mistline. It's just spraying heals into him.
A vision of your fate! Fate written in suffering!
Alright, let's move on. This boss is taking forever.
I write your destiny now! My enemies, unpunished!
1 more percent, we're short. What's the build we're playing? Right now we're playing the like Sith weaving build, the caster build, the serpent build. I'll flash it on screen once we're done. We're at 99%. Almost done. I tried the new talents today, and for me, missing Phalanx Stomp as a button makes our DPS flotation feel empty. I agree, Delta Chaos. Me and another content creator are thinking of like different videos that we can make together and stuff, and one of our little ideas that we've thrown around is like what makes a spec fun? Like what criteria does a spec have to meet in order for you to consider it's fun? Everyone can answer that differently. Mine is, one of my biggest ones is that it has to have a mini game, something that you feel like you're accomplishing other than just doing damage or healing. And I think like the resetting of Jadefire Stomp was like one of our mini games, and also maintaining Jadefire teachings through Jadefire Stomp was like a fun little mini game that we had. It was a chore, but it was something to kind of think about in the background while playing, which I thought was fun. So I agree. I definitely do. However, I will say that I do like Emperor's Elixir when you're able to use it for the Jadefire Stomp. It is fun and it does a lot of damage and it's very satisfying. The downside is that, at least on beta, maybe it's just because on beta I was like trying to push myself in like harder keys and stuff with like less gear and stuff. You can't really afford to use your Thunder Focus Tea on a Rising Sun Kick like as much as you could in the War Within. You kind of have to use it as like a mini healing cooldown. At least in my testing. But I want to see one thing. Let's look at overall. It's going to be split between both dungeons, but I want to see our aspect healing. Okay. Alright. But I also think not being able to track vitality is kind of cursed. But okay. I got my UI kind of in a state that I'm happy at least. At least I can go into raid tomorrow night and be like, hey, I can play my spec, right? Oh God, I didn't even think about all the builds and stuff. Now with the increased cooldown to Thunder Focus Tea, I mean, yeah. It's only a 10-second increase, and you kind of don't feel it with either build. I mean, I guess you feel it more with Master of Harmony because it's like you can't do anything about it. But like when you play or Conduit with the Celestials, especially if you didn't play it much in the War Within, having that cooldown shaving off the Thunderfolk's Tea kind of makes up for it with Heart of the Jade Serpent. Like it kind of makes up for it, especially because you can proc it pretty often with Yu'lon's avatar. Like it's lower than 40 seconds, you know what I mean? But you do have the one charge. But guys, I appreciate you all. It is dinner time. I have to go cook. I had a lot of fun today. Today was like a nice and chill stream. Anyone that is actually tuning in on the third streaming side, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Today was my first time streaming on all 3 platforms, so kind of was testing the how it performed, how my computer could handle it, and it did pretty well, I think. But everyone, I appreciate you all so much. I have so many videos that I'm working on outside of stream, so definitely if you're not, check out the YouTube channel, subscribe over there so you don't miss it when it goes live. So much midnight healing content coming your way, so definitely subscribe on YouTube. And then follow on Twitch or, subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss when I go live. I stream many times a week. I've been kind of like AFK for a bit because just waiting for content to come out. But now that it's out, hopefully the beta can be up again so we can do some like actual keys and stuff. But yeah, I plan to stream soon. But as always, I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was a fun stream. But yeah, like I said, I have to go cook. I will catch you all later.